cactus and succulent growers. I'm Lynn and welcome to Desert Plants of Avalon by the Sea. And today is just a bit of a quick video on sharing with you my success I've had at keeping slugs away from my cacti and succulents here in my coastal garden until we get the new greenhouse put up. Now I also want to just start off as well by thanking you all for all of your fantastic tips and recommendations. When I did a video 2 or 3 weeks ago now, and I did a video on my collection, a bit of an update, and saying that they're doing really well out here until we get the greenhouse fitted. But the biggest challenge has been slugs, and they haven't been such a problem for the cacti themselves, other than the epiphyllums, where they have taken a few bites out of, as you can see. But it seems to be the buds. They always seem to attack the buds, which is such a shame, because when you've got cacti coming into flower, you want to see their beautiful flowers, and eaten up by slugs. Very disappointing. So I had some amazing people contact me and send me links to products that they've found effective, including things like the copper wire, which I've used before with great success. However, somebody also said to me, Lynn, don't you recommend Diatomaceous earth a lot? And I say, oh, I do. It's brilliant for preventing mealybugs and other types of creepy crawlies on your plants. I said, but I don't know if it's going to be very good, particularly with slugs, because they can be quite large. And they said, Lynn, works a treat. Sprinkle it just around the plants and they will not cross it, because slugs, like, they have the mucus bodies, and the Diatomaceous earth, which is this product here, is actually, it's the crustaceans, if that's the right word to use, from millions of years. Diatoms, crust diatoms from millions of years. And this actually, when you touch it, it's like talcum powder. It's lovely and smooth, and you can even put it into food as well. But it's actually, with certain types of creatures such as mealybugs and other pests, it will actually cut them when they try and cut through. And apparently with slugs, it's more of a prevention. It's great to prevent them. So if you're like me, I don't like to kill anything, including slugs. This will prevent them because it will stop them crossing. And I thought I'd try it out first to see how I get on with it before I did a video, to see how successful it is. And I have to say, it's brilliant. This is a bit of the result over here. So I've been putting it on every few days. Obviously, once it rains, it will wash off and you have to keep putting it along. But rather than having to smother the plants with it, I just put it all across a line, going all under the tables here. Slugs don't tend to come up onto the top of the tables, but I do put it around here. And I have to say, it has really worked. I've not had any problems with slugs since. I've even been dabbing it along here on the stones, and it has been keeping them at bay. So I thought I'd share that little tip with you all. If you have the problem, you have them out in the garden, and seems to be working well. So how do I do it? I literally just put a little bit into a tub here, but I'm going to show you out of this big container, a little tiny bit. And I get this from Amazon, and it's very economical. It's about £10, but it lasts ages. I've had this for about 2 years, and I use it a lot because I tend to use it as well, more so when I had the polytunnel with the plants in. I would sprinkle it over them, and it really does help to keep mealybugs down and other types of insects as well. But obviously I've had all the plants outdoors, so I haven't really been using it the same as the neem oil, as like I would normally be doing when I have them in the polytunnel. But being outdoors at the moment, the slugs have been the problem. But this is what I've been doing every few days. When we do get rain, weather's been incredibly dry this summer, but when we do get rain, it does wash off, so you do have to keep reapplying it. And you can also dab some on the plants as well to prevent any slugs. This is an example of past slug damage there. The Cactus, which are these here, were the most hit for slugs. And they were really attacking the buds, which was very annoying, because the Cactus is one of the most beautiful of bloomers. And I just sprinkle it like this. It might look a little bit unsightly, but as I say, it washes off easy enough once you get a bit of rain. And I've just been putting a layer around them, like that. And it really does help. Slugs will not cross that barrier. And I've even tested it out. I've gone up in the night and with a little torch and waited for them. I've seen them sliding along. They'll go up to here and they'll just completely turn away, because it's, to them, to us it's like soft talcum powder, but to them it's like razor sharp if they try and cross it, so it keep them away. And I just do a tiny sprinkle as well onto the plants. Not that they're going to come on there now, because I've created that barrier, but also it's good to prevent any mealies and things like that. The Diatomaceous earth like sprinkling. It's one of them things you do have to keep reapplying. But what is amazing, guys, I've always battled with beasties, spider mites, especially in the summer, and mealy bugs and that, when I always had them in the polytunnel. But since they've all been outdoors for the spring and summer, and what is incredible, I don't think I've seen a single mealybug. And as for spider mite, it's been a very good for not having any. That's probably because they're all outdoors and they've got the lovely fresh air, the fresh sea air around them. And this is past spider mite damage on this lovely big old loft. And you can see where it's grown out now with the fresh growth going out. And normally in the polytunnel, I'm always having to use neem oil at least once a month to keep spider mite down. But none this year, haven't seen any. And example of past spider mite damage on here. So it's the fresh air has been really good for them. And of course been very lucky because the spring and summer has been incredibly gorgeously sunny, warm, and mostly dry. When it has rained, it's when we've needed it. So all plants in the garden are absolutely thriving. So it's been no problem while we've been greenhouseless. And all being well, we should have the gentleman come round to do the base in the next couple of weeks or so, and then within a month we should have the greenhouse being put up, so all these will be able to go in. But they're loving it outdoors here, and the lovely sea air, it's been very good for them. But anyway, just wanted to share that little tip of the Diatomaceous earth, and I've made a few videos on why I like to use Diatomaceous earth and things like that, and how effective it is for mealybugs too. It's just like using talcum powder. In fact, this here is what I use when I normally have my routine's sort of been out all over the place since I moved house. But normally I'd have my little routine when I'd have the polytunnel, and I would just come in and use this little sieve and very gently go over the tables with them, sprinkle it on them like a sprinkly flower. And this is a great deterrent against preventing mealybugs especially. It's a bit difficult when you've got them outdoors, because obviously when it does rain and even wind, we're very windy by the coast, it can just blow off. So it's more easier to control once I've got a greenhouse and I can go over it. But in the meantime, it's working well for the slugs, and the same I do over here. So I just want to share that. This was something I already had in my cupboard, my plant cupboard. So this is really good. And just when you have a lot of plants all together like this, I can just go around, leave a little white powder, going all the way around the tables, and they will not cross that barrier. So I just wanted to share that with you all, guys. Works well. I just want to mention as well, when you're using this type of powder, Diatomaceous earth, you do probably, if you're sprinkling it too much, you do need to sort of protect your mouth a little bit so you don't breathe it in. It's actually not harmful, but I know if you have asthma or anything like, you're sensitive to it, it probably is good to wear a face covering just to protect breathing it in. I don't have any problems with it, but just want to mention that to you. If you're prone to asthma or anything, breathing problems, do wear a bit of a face mask while you're applying this, just to be on the safe side. So thank you all so much for watching, everyone, and for lots more tips and tricks, don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell, and do follow me on Insta, Twitter and Facebook at Desert Plants of Avalon. And I want to wish you all a fantastic cactus powered day.